DiMatteo Jr., pharmacist, clinical nutritionist. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to answer an email from a listener. It's a topic that I feel is very pertinent to a lot of people, so I wanted to bring this to attention. It's a very generalized question I think can apply to a lot of people. So the question is, I take Synthroid, but I always hear about natural thyroid. Do I need to take that instead? So there are a lot of levels to this question. I'm going to go over them broadly, but fundamentally, this is not the typical synthetic natural situation. Usually, when that's the case, well, should I eat a synthetic food with synthetic chemicals or a natural food? It's a pretty obvious answer. You want to eat natural. I think we all know that. Thyroid, though, as I'll explain, is not quite that black and white. Synthroid does mean like it sounds, synthetic thyroid. However, that's T4, and you'll hear me refer to that, the T4 that's made, the thyroid hormone, indeed is synthetic, but it is what's in your body. So it's bioidentical. Even though it's synthetic, it is what's in your body. So for most people, taking Synthroid, taking T4 that way, if your symptoms are okay and your blood work is okay, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But where we get into the more quote-unquote natural thyroid is we get into people still having symptoms, still having hypothyroidism symptoms, still not able to lose weight, and just having those kind of symptoms from low thyroid, which we'll kind of get into, maybe coming from the T4 to T3 conversion, okay? So natural thyroid, what is that? So I explained what synthetic or Synthroid is. What is natural thyroid? Natural thyroid, in its most common use of that term, is Armour Nature WP thyroids. They are porcine or pork sourced, okay? So it's an extract from the pig, so it's not a plant source. It is a pig source, and then it has a certain amount fixed extract of T4 and T3. So you're back to the T4 part, which is in Synthroid. This one is coming from a natural source, technically, but they're both bioidentical. They are both what's circulating in your body. The main difference from a standpoint of clinically, how do I feel, is the T3. The T3 is what exhibits thyroid's effect on the body, much more than T4, okay? So the theory behind Synthroid, and it works well for most people, you take T4, it converts into T3, T3 acts in the body, right? Well, not everybody converts T4 to T3 well. Stress, nutrient deficits, there are a lot of reasons why people are not converting T4 to T3. So if you're taking T4 and they're measuring your TSH and you know, you're not feeling better, even though maybe your blood work is okay, it may be because you're not converting it over to T3. There's a large minority of people that are not converting it over well. So again, what's the problem with that? Again, if you're not converting your T4 to your T3, you're not converting your precursor thyroid, we'll call it the T4, the Synthroid. You're not converting that into T3, so you're not getting the active component in the body. And there's variations on that. Is it black and white? You're not converting, you are. Of course not. There's a middle ground. You're converting very well, you're converting pretty well, you're converting poorly, very poorly. There's a whole range of things, and there's various reasons for that. So this is not a black and white thing, but to improve wherever you stand on T4 to T3 conversion. If you're doing Synthroid and maybe things are going okay, we have a product called Thyroid Advanced Essentials. It essentially is all three levels of thyroid hormone. It's trying to make sure that you produce more. So it's going to aid, you know, it's a little overlap there with the Synthroid, but the parts where it will go in are here to come. So again, it'll help you to produce more. It's going to help you to convert more. That's the key part if you're on Synthroid already and if you're looking to add something to it. It's going to help you to convert the T4 to T3 better, okay? It's also going to help the cells to be more receptive and sensitive to that T3. So the Thyroid Advanced Essentials comes in, somebody that's just on the borderline of needing to take thyroid supplementation prescriptions. You can try Thyroid Advanced Essentials. We've had great success with it not pushing you over that hump to have to take prescriptions. If you do have to take the prescriptions, again, you're dealing with bioidentical products, whether you do Synthroid or not. They're okay to take. They really are. You've got to treat this. But if you are over that hump, then what the Thyroid Advanced Essentials will do is help you to convert the T4 to T3 to the more active part, and again, to help the cells be more receptive to that T3, okay? One last thing, though, is blood work. We do recommend, most physicians are not testing for it, we do recommend you test the free T4, the free T3, the antibodies, as well as the TSH. You want to make sure that you're getting a more complete picture of what's going on with your thyroid, because the antibodies really would mean that your body is attacking itself, Hashimoto's. So there are ways that you can deal with that separately to calm that response in the body, to deal with an autoimmune condition, okay? You may have good levels of T4, but you're still not feeling right, and your T3 is low. So maybe we can just add in some T3. There are definitely different things you can do once you have a better picture of what's going on with the blood work. So I think just to recap, again, this is not your typical synthetic versus natural question. The Synthroid is still bioidentical. It just may not be effective for all the kind of reasons I laid out, mainly conversion, but also cellular response, okay? And the natural thyroid, the nature throids, your armor throids, those ones, really, it's not so much that they're natural that's helping you, it's because they have T3 in them, okay? They already have some T3 in there, so that if you're not converting all that well, that you're getting that, okay? So there are also compounded versions where you can really customize the T4 and T3 dosing. We do a lot of that in our office here, just outside of Pittsburgh. We really believe in that. It really just essentially is taking the concept of the nature of the armor throids and is taking those and making them more customized. Because if you're just doing the commercially available products, you're stuck in a box of a few different strengths. We can raise your T4 and T3 as needed, customized to you. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Joe DiMatteo Jr. If you liked this video and liked what you heard, go to our YouTube page, hit subscribe, and make sure you ring the bell to make sure you're notified of all our new videos and content.